Welcome inside Children's Arena in Oshawa as we get set for the second meeting of the season between the Whitby Steelhawks and Oshawa Outlaws. These two teams, as it is in the standings right now, Whitby top spot 10-1, while the Oshawa Outlaws in 6th place 4-7. I'm Dan Malta on the call this afternoon as we get set to get underway. The crew chief, the officials, Kyle Coulter, flanked by Mac Abbott and Ed Fines. And Whitby topping the Week 12 ALL Power Rankings with their 10-1 record. Their most recent win, 11 different goal scorers in that action. So they're really able to spread the offense around. And right now they've got Devin Pfeiffer, who leads the Steelhawks in scoring, second in the Arena Lacrosse League in scoring, trailing Cam Milligan of Peterborough by just 1 point. And Milligan will be in action later on this afternoon for the Peterborough Timbermen. And then John St. John leading the Outlaws in scoring through 11 games, 22 goals, 54 assists for 76 points. He's third in the ALL's East. And Whitby, their win they're coming off of was a 23-10 win over the Paris Riverwolves, while Oshawa's coming off a 16 loss against the Toronto Monarchs. And we are underway. Battle right in front of the penalty box here at Children's Arena. And Whitby comes up with the first possession, peeled away immediately, however, by the Outlaws. They'll look to turn it up the floor with some pace and set the tone early. Ben McDonald drops it off to John St. John. Scans the zone, takes a look back, and finds Gareth Haig. Down into the corner, worked into the slot, back down low. Whitby keeping Oshawa to the outside here on their first time playing defense in their own end. There's a shot from St. John, handled and sent down the floor. Lucas Coote getting the call for Whitby today. 10 games, 7 wins, 10.76 goals against average, and a .798 save percentage. As Pfeiffer looks to the middle, gets a shot and scores. Whitby Steelhawks kick things off. That's Jackson Brown in between the pipes for the Outlaws. 2 wins, 2 losses, 13.43 goals against average, and a .753 save percentage. Haig and Boissonneau on the draw. Haig sends it towards the wall. A pair of players collide, the bouncing ball up in the air and grabbed by Whitby. Trot across center, stretch pass, connects, shot goes wide and bounces back up towards the Oshawa bench. Battle right in front of that bench, and the Steelhawks maintain possession, 15 seconds on the shot clock. Pass through the seam, there's a shot from Pfeiffer, missing high and wide. It bounces into the hands of Jackson Brown. Ben McDonald trots up the near side wall, crosses center, bounces it back with some English on it. Keeping that one from being over and back as St. John flips it across the zone, then heads into the slot. Ball brought out of the corner by Josh Gilray. Dropped off in behind the net, Alex Simons. Simons looking to shoot, dishes it off for Catoni. He's checked closely, gets a shot off. Stopped by Coote. And then it goes out of play. Will be Oshawa ball, 20 seconds back on the clock. St. John at the top of the zone, drops the ball off into the corner. Darts through the lane, Catoni looking to shoot, trying to find something far side. That's stopped and then bounces back into the hands of the Outlaws. Chance at the side of the net for Haig. Off the boards, and Catoni with a chance in front. Simons with a second chance. Huge save, Coote. Back the other way, the Steelhawks advance up the floor with pace. Liam Osborne just going to go hard to the net and score. Steelhawks captain responds to a solid defensive stand with a goal to make it 2-0 Steelhawks. And the Outlaws were buzzing there. Has to be a little bit demoralizing knowing they tested Coote so many times but couldn't beat the Steelhawks netminder. Haig and Boissonneau again. Boissonneau bursts through. Collects the ball, sends it in front, chance in tight. Brown with the save. Back into the corner, possession controlled by the Steelhawks. Sent up to the top of the zone. To the corner now. Hanrahan darts in, out, tries to find an outlet. That misses the mark, brought back the other way, but it's turned over. Hanrahan can't get on top of it. It's to Jury for the Outlaws, zipping the ball down the floor. Shot from the slot, stopped by Coote. Ball bounces back up the floor. Whiteford. As a pair of Outlaws change. 15 seconds on the shot clock. There's a shot sent on net. Coote with the save. And quickly turned up the floor. Weller kicks it back to the trailer. Hanley trying to shoot, but the ball falls out of his stick. Whitby maintains with 17 seconds to work with. Aston works down low, takes a peek back against the grain, finds a man darting in, gets the ball right back, then works into the middle to a shooting position. Aston with the bouncer cracks the post. And Pfeiffer grabs the rebound, drops it off for Aston. Pfeiffer darting through, looking for the feed. That misses the mark, allowing the Outlaws to collect the ball and work down the floor. A fight just to get across center, and the ball is turned over. Back the other way, Pfeiffer gets to the net. Shot stopped by Brown. It'll be Outlaws' ball. That will be Whitby ball after the over and back. Pardon me, a penalty going against the Outlaws. Aston from the elbow. Looks back up top, finds Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer dishes for Aston. Shot from in tight, beats Brown. Quick strike on the power play, and it's 3-0 Steelhawks. Outlaws having a chat on the floor. Following that goal, they'll look to regroup here after being shorthanded for just 12 seconds and allowing a goal. Bossino works away from a check. Ball bouncing around right around mid-floor. Whiteford trying to scoop it. Wood steps through and keeps it moving for the Steelhawks. Now a stick peeled away. That works out for the Outlaws. Ryan Haig for Whiteford. Whiteford allowing the Outlaws to complete their changes before making a move to the net. Plays it back up top. Simons sends it across the zone. Catoni trying to work out front, loses the ball, runs back onto it. Catoni drags the ball underneath, opens up, shoots from range. Held onto by Coote, who will just turn it up the floor, looking for Bossino a little bit too high. Gareth Haig plays the ball into the corner. Back up to the top of the zone, Gilray. Dishes for Simons. Simons, shot, stopped. Coote, he holds on to that one. Steelhawks grab the ball out of his pads. Both teams get their changes in. Peroni crosses center, dishes off for Hanrahan. Hanrahan plays the ball into the corner. Ball up in the air. Brown pulls it down and finds Millsap. Millsap for St. John. St. John scanning the floor. Plays it down into the corner. Gareth Haig brings it up top. Shot, scores. And the Outlaws respond, cutting the Steelhawks lead to 2. .8:48 to go in the opening quarter. in the second meeting of the season between the Oshawa Outlaws and Whitby Steelhawks. Their first, an 11-9 win for the Steelhawks. Carried in deep off the draw by Oshawa. Ball bounced back up top. Josh Gilray. Pressed, loses the ball. And now a battle at mid-floor. It's held in the zone, but the ball picked up by Whitby. Boissonneau. Crosses center, works into space. Back up top, Pfeiffer dishes down low. Bouncer beats Brown. Quick response from Whitby. As Owen Orpana picks up his first of the contest. Haig flips the ball forward off the draw, looking for Simons. It's intercepted and sent down the floor. Osborne sets a screen. Pfeiffer with the shot, looking for the top corner. That misses high. Ball bouncing into the corner, scooped up by the Outlaws. Played ahead into the hands of Ben McDonald. Drops it off for Simons. Simons works it back to St. John. St. John sends it up top. Controlled by Gilray. Steps in, steps out, back up top. St. John works the ball into the corner, then darts through the lane, setting a screen for Haig. Haig trying to get to his shooting position, finds one. Great shoulder save by Lucas Coote, and Whitby looking to turn it up the floor. Pass connects, a chance in tight, and they score. Quinn Highland capitalizes on the stretch pass, makes it 5-1. Steelhawks here with 7:21 to play in the opening quarter. Boissonneau scoops the ball to himself. Whitby with possession. Matt Boissonneau dishes the ball into the corner, heads off for a change. Controlled in the corner, Hanrahan stripped of the ball. Josh Tajuri with the steal. Then darts down the floor, dishes it off, grabs a change. Alex Simons controlling things now, finds Tate Katoni. Whipped down into the corner. Katoni back on the ball in the corner, works into a spot, sends it in front. Whiteford's chance stopped by Coote. Up for Osborne. Another quick break chance, cracks the post. Ball bounces back to center on the reset. The Steelhawks working into the corner. Back up top. Aston sends it back up to the top of the zone, gets it right back. Quick give and go at the top. And the Steelhawks work into the middle. Shot stopped by Brown. Rebound goes into the corner, and a loose ball picked up. Back the other way, Ryan Nolan sends it forward. Shot stopped by Coote as Jake Gilmore had an opportunity. Gilmore with 2 goals and 3 assists in the most recent Outlaws action. Peroni plays it into the corner. 5:45 to go in the quarter. Oshawa trailing by 4. There's a shot from an angle. Hanrahan collects his own rebound. Second chance stopped by Brown. He scoops up the ball, takes a peek up the floor. Just drop it off near side as Veltman works it ahead. Ben McDonald for Gareth Haig. Haig plays the ball into the corner. St. John brings it up top and cuts down low. Pass into the slot, trying to find Katoni. That misses the mark. Now Simons is stripped by Boissonneau. Boissonneau has a man running. There's a big save by Jackson Brown. As the Outlaws needed that one. Keegan Crowley bearing down. We will be right back for the remainder of the first quarter, 4:55 to play. Whitby Steelhawks lead 5-1 over the Oshawa Outlaws here with 4:55 to play in the opening quarter at Children's Arena. Dan Malta on the call this afternoon, and the Steelhawks flexing their 10-1 record on the Outlaws. Only one loss this season, coming against Brampton back on February 7th, and it was a bit of a blowout. 24-14 may have sparked the Steelhawks as they are cooking so far. Pfeiffer dishes it off. Shot blocked by Veltman. And the Outlaws bring the ball up the floor. Trying to get something going here before the end of the quarter. Two Steelhawks converge and block that chance for Joey Zabo. There's another shot handled by Coot. Ball stuck in his pads. Hanrahan skips in off the wall. Spins away from a check, opens up and dishes it back up top. Controlled by the Steelhawks, shot from range, misses wide and bounces back down the floor. A foot race back the other way. And Webb doesn't have much of a lane onto the ball. Solid effort from Braden McGregor to get in the way. Orpana trots across center, dishes it off. Near side, Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer into the middle, spins from a check. Pair of Outlaws swarming, and Pfeiffer works through with the twister shot, stopped by Brown. Pfeiffer still with the ball, following the reset. In front, Pfeiffer, all kinds of time, and he scores. And Devin Pfeiffer now in control of the Arena Lacrosse League East scoring lead. Passing Cam Milligan of the Peterborough Timbermen, but Milligan will have a chance to respond in game 2 today. Score now 6-1 with 3:14 to play here in the opening quarter between the Steelhawks and Outlaws. Oshawa advances it. Shot stopped by Coot. Ben McDonald with that attempt. Weller skips across center, flips the ball back. Tyler Goodchild just working into the space that's given. Near side, Pfeiffer battling to try and set a screen. Works out. Hanrahan flings one on net. Brown with the save. And the Outlaws will bring it up the floor. Trying to get something going here before we switch ends. Pass in front, chance in tight. That's off the post, off the back of Cooten in, but waved off. Joey Zabo nearly registering a marker. Whitby brings the ball out of the corner, back up to the top of the zone. Aston near side, works off a screen, tries to drop it off on the pick and roll. Now sends it back across the zone. Controlled by Whitby still. Hamley sends it up top. Near side, Aston, and shot clock will expire. Giving Oshawa another chance to respond here before we move on to the second quarter. Simons steps in, spins off the check after the lane to the net was sealed off. St. John finds Haig. Haig working it up top, zipping it down into the corner. Haig being held to the outside, stripped of the ball. Osborne can't scoop up to Lucy. Now Gilray with the bouncer. Stopped by Coot. Picked up by Catoni. Sends it through St. John's side of the net, and Coot somehow keeps that one out. The Steelhawks will turn it up quickly. Osborne makes a move to the net. Penalty taken by the Outlaws. As the Steelhawks have an extra runner on the floor. They've got 14 seconds to work with on the shot clock. Pfeiffer. Ball in the corner, back up top, Pfeiffer. Hanrahan near side. Dropped off down low, back up top, Hanrahan zips it through. Brown comes across with the pad save. Big save, but the Outlaws still going to be shorthanded. Jeff Geddes in the box for 2 or less. On their first power play, the Steelhawks scored in 12 seconds. Whitby working around the outside. Top of the house, Pfeiffer. Behind the back pass, he gets it back. Dished off, Orpana drags it underneath and bounces a pretty one past Brown. Some finesse on display there from Owen Orpana. Now 7-1 Steelhawks. Ryan Haig scoops the ball off the draw. Drops it off to Jury. Finds Haig. Hallrack for Simons. Back up to the top of the zone, St. John. St. John darts in deep. Woods all over him. Drops it off for Whiteford. Whiteford works in. Finds St. John. Over the shoulder pass through to Simons. Can't control it, and the shot clock will expire for the Outlaws with just 0.5 seconds left to play in the quarter. And that marks the end of the first quarter between the Whitby Steelhawks and Oshawa Outlaws. A dominant opening from the Steelhawks, 7-1 the score. We're all set for the second quarter between the Outlaws and Steelhawks here at Children's Arena. 7-1 the score as the Steelhawks lead the way. Boissonneau comes up with the draw. Fires a pass in deep. Steelhawks back hunting. 2 power play goals scored in that opening quarter, and both coming just really quickly once those power plays started. The Steelhawks keeping the ball to the outside, but really controlling things. Pass through the seam, intercepted, and it's Ryan Haig back the other way. Finds Millsap. Millsap checked closely, has to drop the ball off for Whiteford. That gets all the way to the wall, where Quinn Highland will scoop it up and find Cameron York. York waits for the screen, works across the zone, and fires a pass into the corner. Shot from right in tight. And the Steelhawks score. Lucas Seinfeld. And that makes it 8-1. I don't think that we've called many games where you can say at the start of the second quarter, this one might be out of reach, but we're getting to that point here between the Steelhawks and Outlaws, unless the Outlaws can respond ASAP. Whiteford. Finds St. John. St. John steps in. Pardon me, that's Haig. Shot stopped. Controlled by the Steelhawks. Seinfeld sends a pass through. Pfeiffer in tight, sends one just wide of the net. Back up top it goes. Near side, Orpana takes a chop, makes a pass, intercepted by the Outlaws. Hustled down the floor by Ryan Nolan. Sent up to the top. Simons with the shot. Coote gets across with the chest and makes the save, and then fires it down the floor. Orpana. Orpana with some time, slams on the brakes, and tucks one home. completing a hat trick for Opana. Just 2 minutes into the second quarter. Now 9-1 Steelhawks. And we're going to get a change in net as well, as Ryan Schutzkowski will come into play in relief of Jackson Brown. And really, not a lot that Jackson Brown could have done. Sure, make a couple more saves there, but still a lot of great chances for the Steelhawks. Couple of chances where they're just in all alone. I don't think anybody on the Outlaws is looking at Jackson Brown and blaming him for where the score is at right now. So in steps Schutzkowski. We'll see if that's a spark for the Outlaws. Bossino off the draw with the ball. He's just going to go right to the net and try and catch the cold goalie. But he fires a shot wide. Now Oshawa bring it down the floor. Millsap dishes. Whiteford back up to the top of the zone. St. John. Oshawa looking to set things up properly here as they all set across the floor. Sweep to open things up. Catoni darting through, can't control the pass. And the Steelhawks with another steal. Woods up the floor with York. Woods shoots, scores. Double digits for the Steelhawks. As Cameron York scores in transition. And some Outlaws players just shaking their heads. As I mentioned off the top of the show, the second meeting between these two teams. And that first meeting was an 11-9 Steelhawks win, a tight game. And the Steelhawks working it around again. Goodchild takes a look across the floor, finds Aston. He's checked closely there by McDonald. Plays it into the corner, bouncing ball in front. Schutzkowski turns it up. McDonald runs out of space, circles back and looks for an outlet. Back towards his own bench before heading off for a change. Now St. John with the ball in the corner, sends it through Whiteford. Runs into traffic in front, sends it back to the outside. St. John zips it across. Simon's shot stopped by Coote. Rebound in behind the net, controlled by the Steelhawks. And they will cross center with little effort. Willer darts around Hallrack. Finds Orpana. Orpana pass through, trying to find York. His shot goes just over the net. Ball in the corner, 5 seconds on the shot clock. Orpana stepping through, last second shot, stopped by Schutzkowski. And now McGregor and Gilmore mixing it up. Gilmore's heading to the box. Two for rough and two for slash. Both going against Gilmore. So with it 10-1 and 2 for 2 on the power play, the Steelhawks have a chance to make it 4 for 4 and 12-1. Pfeiffer dishes it off. They'll get it back at the top of the house. Orpana steps in, sends it back up top. Pfeiffer with the bouncer, stopped by Schutzkowski. Scoops it up, takes a look, and just drops it off. Fighting across center, Ben McDonald. After taking the space, he dishes it off for Veltman and heads off for a change. Veltman for Haig. Haig finds Katoni in the corner. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Katoni trying to find space, sends it back across the grain. A little bit too high for Haig to handle. And now it is turned over after the shot clock expires. Whitby sends it down the floor. Still 3 minutes and 5 seconds to work with on the power play. Orpana up top for Pfeiffer. Hannerhan off the elbow, back up to the top of the house. Pfeiffer near side, sent across the seam. Pass misses wide. Bounces in behind the net, kicked through the crease, collected by Millsap. Webb hustles down the floor, takes some space, then gets angled off. Normally in the first half, you wouldn't be saying it's time to start trying to score while shorthanded. Well, this is the time. For the Outlaws, they're going to have to strike soon. St. John pulls the ball out of the corner, bounces it into the zone as the shot clock was set to expire. Matt Boissonneau works across center and finds Pfeiffer. Sent into the corner. Hannerhan for Goodchild. Highland up to the top of the zone. Goodchild. Hannerhan works off the screen, shoots. That one misses wide and bounces back down the floor. A foot race onto it. Outlaws balls, they start in deep. They've killed off the first 2 minutes of the Gilmore double minor. Katoni into the corner, gets it back on the give and go. Great save from Coot. And it looks like we'll get some 4-on-4 action. Osborne in the box for 2. 4-on-4 for 1:38. So you can check that off as a win for the Outlaws. Surviving the double minor unscathed. St. John calls for the ball in the corner, gets it. Robert Morgan all over him. St. John sends it up top. Haig gets run into by Peroni. And now we've got a slashing call. And the Outlaws will have their first power play of the game as Robert Morgan heads to the box. Sean St. John will get things started with 8:19 remaining in the half. 4-on-3 for about 20 seconds. It'll move for 1 minute and 20 seconds. Pass broken up. Boissonneau covering St. John closely. Katoni back up top to St. John. Katoni in tight, shoots, stopped by Coot. He holds on and takes a look up the floor, sends it, and he's got a man. Boissonneau, but coming out the challenger, Shutzkowski. Nice play there from the Outlaws netminder. Up for Simons, down low Katoni. Space in front, tries to bounce it through, but Coot falls on top of the ball and holds on. Hamley works across center. Takes a look back against the grain, but then decides to drop it off down low. Steelhawks content to kill off time from the clock here. 10 more seconds on the shot clock. Woods bounces one on net. Shutzkowski holds on. 5-on-3 in 5 seconds. Haig into the corner for Katoni. Back up to the top of the zone. Katoni. Haig to Gilray. Simons down low. He's got a spot. That one catches the post. Just the outside of the post and then bounces into the corner. 5-on-3 for another 9 seconds. There's a huge save from Coot as he gets across the crease and robs Katoni. Back up the floor with numbers shorthanded. The Steelhawks. And Shutzkowski responds with a save of his own. And we will be right back for the conclusion of the half with 6:38 to play. The Steelhawks up 10-1. We're back here with 6:38 to play in the opening half between the Oshawa Outlaws and Whitby Steelhawks. 10-1 the score as the Steelhawks lead the way in this contest. Outlaws with 19 seconds remaining on their power play. So John St. John will start from his own zone and try and get something going quickly here. Simons from the elbow, back up to the top of the house. Work down low. Just going to shoot from in tight. Gilray with a chance, stopped by Coot. Now Peroni. That one nearly bounced into the net. And Coot just spinning and whipping the ball up into the rafters. Results in a turnover. We're back to 5-on-5. Pass into the slots. Whiteford sent down to the floor hard. As Hamley was right on top of him. Hamley still digging away in the corner. Knocks the ball free. Now Coot has a man streaking down the floor. Connects with Morgan. Numbers back the other way. Woods with Morgan. Woods sets the screen. Morgan to the outside. Shoots. Stopped by Szuczkowski. Woods with a chance. Szuczkowski stops the rebound. Now brought up the floor by Nolan. Takes a peek to the outside. Bounces the ball across the floor. Haig down into the corner. Finds St. John. St. John in front. Gilray shoots and scores. Finally a response from the Outlaws. That makes it 10-2. There's enough time left in this half to make this game interesting going into the third quarter for sure for the Outlaws. So seen to go on a run here. Millsap sends it across. Back up to the top of the zone. Haig shoots. That one nearly banked in off the end wall. Whiteford battling for the ball. It's bounced free. Collected by Liam Osborne. Osborne hustles across center. Takes all the space, drives to the net, shoots, stopped by Szuczkowski. As Osborne worked into the zone like a wrecking ball. Up top, Orpana, already 3 goals so far. Drops it off for Aston, shot stopped by Szuczkowski. Nolan facing some pressure, trying to escape the zone. Seinfeld forces him across. Steelhawks bench calling for 8 seconds. St. John with a move to the net. Takes a check while getting that shot off and misses wide. Now Orpana can't quite receive the pass. Bouncing around. Somehow that stays out. Szuczkowski gets back across. Maybe an assist from Nick Webb on that save. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Oshawa penalty coming up. Steelhawks with the extra runner, 3 seconds. They've got to shoot, send it through. Outlaws make the save, clock resets. Up to 20, still with the extra runner, Pfeiffer. Now with 15. Plays it into the corner, Orpana open near side, gets the pass. Sends it back through the seam, up to the top of the house. Pfeiffer behind the back, pass doesn't connect, and it's played by the Outlaws, and things heating up a little bit following that collision as Caleb Connell got drilled after playing that ball. Too many men call against Oshawa, the second of the game. And now the Steelhawks power play gets back to work. 2 for 4 so far this afternoon. Pfeiffer operating the top of the house. And Orpana near side. Working it around the perimeter. Now setting things in motion. Seinfeld sends it through, gets it right back. Bounces off a check, finds Pfeiffer. He dishes, back down low, jumping through. was Tyler Goodchild. Couldn't get a shot. Well, no, one registered, rather. Orpana to Pfeiffer. Aston works it down low, back to Orpana, working it around the outside still. Pfeiffer. Aston sends it through, and Orpana's shot is stopped and sent out of play. So it will remain Steelhawks ball. 1:15 to work with on the power play. It's a shot stopped by Shutkowski. Now Veltman puts his head down and drives down the floor, finds Webb. Webb, lane to the net, finds the far post, but can't beat Coot. Orpana, midway through the Steelhawks power play, takes the ball into the zone. Pfeiffer drops it off for Aston. Osborne back to Aston. Pfeiffer, top of the house, sends it through. Orpana with a shot that's soaked up by Nolan. Something for the Outlaws to build off of. A big shot block. Aston sends it across the zone, back up top. Pfeiffer, Orpana. They work a give and go, and Aston sends it back across. Orpana with the bouncer, stopped by Shutkowski, and ahead it's Millsap. Millsap with Katoni in the offensive zone. Another 22 seconds to kill. That matches the shot clock. St. John fires one on net. Even strength in 10 seconds. 6-second differential with the shot clock. Now Gareth Haig works to the middle. 2 seconds to get a shot off. And we've got another too many men penalty coming against Oshawa as Gareth Haig will serve this one. Or to be Caleb Connell, serving this one. Steelhawks back to work on the power play. Now 2 for 5. 1:45 to go in the half. Orpana up top, Pfeiffer. Shot stopped by Shutkowski. Just holds on and keeps that one outside. Veltman zips one down the floor, finds Katoni deep in the zone. Tate Katoni. Morgan decides to attack. Katoni spins away. Morgan trying to peel that ball free. Katoni doing a good job. Now 2 Steelhawks going after Ben McDonald. Whiteford getting in there just to help out. As we were serenaded with a chorus of whistles there. Are they going to send both Steelhawks players? Yes. So I think when this is all boiled down, we will be at 3-on-3. But there will be a bit of a chat between the officials here to try and figure out exactly what was going on. Now, Ben McDonald didn't see exactly what the interaction was, just the aftermath, as the 2 Steelhawks players were all over him. But maybe, again, something to spark the Outlaws. Perhaps showing a little bit of life here, down 10-2 with 1:19 to play in the opening half. The Outlaws made a move earlier in the half, pulling Jackson Brown, who got off to a tough start. Brought in Ryan Shutkowski. He's been solid for the Outlaws since the change, allowing just 1 goal. So now a Steelhawks player is stepping out of the box. Not sure if Pfeiffer is heading home. Well, that would be a huge blow to the Steelhawks. And Devin Pfeiffer, not sure if he's just leaving because there's only 1:19 left in the half, but I think he's gone from the game. Either way, a big loss for the Steelhawks as they lose the Arena Lacrosse League East leading scorer. Looks like things have been sorted out. It will be Oshawa ball. Game misconduct for Pfeiffer, for face masking. A huge loss for the Steelhawks as their leading scorer, the leading scorer in the Arena Lacrosse League East, is gone from the game. So we've got 4-on-4 here for the duration that remains this half, 1:10. St. John's pass intercepted, brought down the floor, Adam Perroni. Perroni in all alone, shoots, it's kept out by Szuskowski. And St. John quickly turns it up the floor. And we've got another too many men penalty. And once again, it's going against Oshawa. Shooting themselves in the foot a little bit here on these changes. So back to the power play go the Steelhawks. Orpana leading things, moving it around. Aston sends it across. Battle in the corner, back up top to Orpana. Aston. Pass intended for Osborne, connects. Aston, shot, misses wide, collected by Orpana off the end wall. Osborne, side of the net. Can't settle the ball down. 3 seconds on the shot clock, and time will expire. Just 22 seconds remaining in the half. Webb works it down the near side wall. And that will be a timeout for the Outlaws. A goal would certainly mean something before time expires in this half. But still not in a great position. Down 8. Don't know if Joe Hiltz even has much to say to his team right now, just giving them a chance to settle down and work something out themselves. That appears to be the case. As Tate Catoni and Alex Simons have a chat about what they're going to try and do here. Szuskowski on the bench. So we've got 17.8 seconds. They'll work it around the outside until the final seconds of the period and then try and make a move. Catoni into the corner, finds St. John. Back up top, Simons. 6 seconds, Catoni darts through, shoots, scores. They drew it up perfectly. And score with 4.4 seconds to play in the half, making it 10-3. .4 seconds. Something can happen here off the draw. Ryan Haig picks it up. Time expires in the half. 10-3 the score. As the Outlaws trail the Steelhawks, we'll be back for the third quarter. We're all set for the start of the second half between the Oshawa Outlaws and Whitby Steelhawks. 10-3 the score. as the Steelhawks have been in control of this thing from start to finish. I'm Dan Malta on the call this afternoon. And the Steelhawks sitting at 10-1, the top dogs in the ALL East. But they are without their leading scorer, Devin Pfeiffer, for the remainder of the game, as he was issued a game misconduct late in the second quarter. We are 4-on-4 for another 20-some-odd seconds. John St. John sends it up top for Gareth Haig, and then he dishes to the wall. Long-range shot. Resets the clock, but possession will be taken by the Steelhawks. Liam Osborne, the captain of the Steelhawks, works across center floor and dishes it off to Orpana. They work a give and go. Whitby on a power play for 15 seconds. Osborne at the top of the house, works off of Orpana, now near side Aston, steps in, can't get a shot, looks back up to the top of the house, 5 seconds to shoot. Orpana shoots and scores. 11-3 Steelhawks, the fourth of the game for Owen Orpana. And certainly not the start to the half the Outlaws were hoping for. Ryan Haig and Matt Boissonneau on the draw once again. Boissonneau has been controlling things for the most part, not tracking the draws exactly, but there he is again, peeling that one away from Haig. Highland sends it across to Woods. Woods allowing the Steelhawks to complete their changes, get set up in the offensive zone. Hanrahan up top, good child, back through, Osborne streaking, couldn't collect the pass. Now it's hustled down the floor by Szabo. Szabo, check closely, fighting to find space, he's got it. Great hustle there from Szabo. Now Katoni plays it down low, sent back up top. Whiteford, the pass off his chest and scooped up by the Steelhawks. Osborne with Weller, dishes off. Weller at the side of the net, slips up, gets a pass off. Behind the net, they try and dunk it home. Shuskowski poked the shoulders up and kept that one out. Katoni working off the wall, sends it to St. John. His pass through for Simons. Connects, but it's Shuskowski having an issue with his helmet, which is why play was blown dead. Looks like he might just be grabbing a backup lid. So a brief delay here. Shuskowski, I think he's just popping on Jackson Brown's helmet. We are back underway. 18 seconds on the shot clock as the Outlaws get started in the offensive zone. Pass through the seam, finds Katoni, he scores. Second of the game for Katoni, fourth for the Outlaws. Now 11-4. Robert Morgan in on the draw for the Steelhawks now. Loose ball. Bounces into the hands of Liam Osborne. Osborne opens up, sends it back up top. Shot from in tight, bounces wide. Up in the air into the rafters, it will be Outlaws ball. Josh Tajuri sends it up for Alex Simons. Simons near side, Gareth Haig. Haig into the corner. Whiteford plays it up to St. John. Back to Whiteford off the wall. Whiteford runs out of space. And a penalty coming up against the Steelhawks. Shuskowski heading to the bench. Simons with a shot stopped by Coote. Scooped up by Highland. And Heading to the box is Cody Hamley for a hold. After a brief chat with Whiteford and Catoni, St. John goes up top and collects the ball. Works it to Simons. Simons from the far side, elbow, back up top. St. John, top of the house. Whiteford takes it from Catoni. Working it around the outside. They'll set things in motion. Whiteford darts through, up to the shooter position. Simons. Shot stopped by Coot. Rebound collected by Josh Gilray. Gilray working from the corner. Finds Simons in St. John. Play off one another. Catoni switches off with St. John's side of the net. Gilray passes it back through. St. John doesn't see a shot, just 5 seconds now. And it's going to be Steelhawks ball. Back down the floor, Woods. He's just going right to the net. Shot stopped by Shutkowski. New helmet working out well for him. Matt Bossino. Just another 8 seconds left on the shot clock. He's going to try and roll one through that's off the toe of Webb. And then up into the rafters. A terrible bounce there for Nick Webb as he gets in front of the shot, takes the pain, but then ball bounces up, and it's Steelhawks ball here. Midway through their power play, or pardon me, penalty kill. Aston to Orpana. Orpana shoots. Shutkowski with the save. Rebound into the corner. Orpana sealed off, allowing Veltman to collect the ball. He's pressed, has to dish early. Now the bouncing ball gets to center. Chopped away from Millsap. Picked up by the Steelhawks. Solid effort from Woods there on the penalty kill to knock that ball free. Good child, just taking his time, no hurry here. Pressed at the top of the zone, launches a shot, stopped by Shutkowski. Back to 5-on-5. Szabo from the corner. Switches off with Tate Catoni. Then heads up to the top of the house, St. John. Works off a screen. Sends it far side. Simons, underhand shot, stopped by Coot. Who will then send it up the floor, Morgan. Robert Morgan tries to get around Veltman. Nowhere to go, Seinfeld. Up top, McGregor. Backpedals into the zone, dishes it through for Seinfeld. It's broken up. Nolan takes the pass from Shutkowski, gets across center. Drops the ball off to Gareth Haig. Whiteford darting in low, looking for the pass, but Haig turns it up top for St. John. Now Whiteford, out of the corner. 12 seconds on the shot clock. They work it around the outside. Haig shoots, stopped by Coot. That one nearly gets through 5-hole. Osborne and Whiteford mixing it up there as the ball was heading down the floor, hand or hand. A lot of time. Just letting things develop here before working it through. Orpana, far side, steps around a check. Tajuri gets right back onto him. York looks up top for Orpana. Ball stolen by Webb. Webb leaves the ball for Gilmore. Gilmore sends it through right in front. Nolan can't get a shot off. Down to the floor. Penalty coming up against Whitby. It'll be a slash. So with 8:24 to go in the third, the Outlaws will go to a power play. Matt Boissonneau in the box for 2 or less. St. John, Catoni, Whiteford, Simons, and Gilray the power play unit for the Outlaws. Catoni for St. John. They work off one another. Simons down low for Gilray. Continuing to keep it around the outside. Over the shoulder pass into the corner. St. John to Simons. Back through. Whiteford can't control that one. Possession given to the Steelhawks. Woods turns it up the floor. Bounces the shot wide. And I believe there was an issue with the clock not running off because the shot clock was about to expire for the Outlaws, but only 21 seconds have expired from the Steelhawks penalty. So I think we're going to need to time travel about 15 to 20 seconds here. Now time is ticking down until we reach where the officials deemed the game was truly at. They have taken 15 seconds off. St. John gets things started from up top. Just waiting for the officials to get back into their positions. Whiteford to Catoni. They've got the full 30 to work with here. Simons, St. John. Whips it into the corner. Catoni sneaking towards the net. Back up top, St. John. He'll shoot and gets run over. As Peroni stepped through following the St. John shot. Peroni bounces off a check, takes a shot while shorthanded. Rebound grabbed by the Outlaws. They turn it up the floor quickly. Whiteford finds Catoni deep in the zone. Whiteford has a chance to step into one. Great save, Coot. Rebound grabbed by Catoni. Woods all over him in the corner. Catoni back up for St. John. 40 seconds remains in the power play. Simons through for Catoni. Back across. Simons makes a move to the net. Coot gets tall, makes the save. Now Hamley and Simons going at it after the whistle. Woods steps in to break it up. So Simons heading to the box. And it looks like that'll be the only penalty. So with 26 seconds remaining in their power play, the Outlaws will see that wiped out. It'll be 4-on-4 for the next 26 seconds, and then the Steelhawks will have another chance on the man advantage. Osborne kicks things off. Finds Orpano. Right out of the corner, pass near side, Aston. Dishes it off. Osborne can't collect the ball in time for a shot. Back to his feet, makes a move to the net. One-handed Osborne with a goal. He'll just trot back to the bench. And that's still with 12 seconds remaining until we actually go to a Steelhawks power play. Second of the game for Liam Osborne. And now Jake Gilmore will be going to the box for something he said to one of the officials, it seems. So in 12 seconds, it will be a 5-on-3 for the Steelhawks. Peroni drops the ball off now. 5-on-3 Steelhawks for 1:33. Aston into the corner, finds Osborne back up top. Aston down low. Osborne tries to tuck that one short side. Stopped by Shutzkowski. Aston down to Osborne, or Pana. Steps in, gets a shot. Shutzkowski with the save. Rebound into the corner. Or Pana stepped to the crease, looks like, so it'll be Outlaws ball. Gilray works it back up top for Katoni. Steelhawks bench calling for the team to double Katoni up at the top of the zone. Katoni still holding on to it. Just steps across the center line. The Steelhawks forcing the issue there. And we will return for the conclusion of the third quarter. 5:35 to play, 12-4 the score as the Steelhawks lead it. 5:35 to play in the third quarter, 12-4 the score as the Steelhawks lead the Outlaws, and the Steelhawks on a 5-on-3 power play here for another 45 seconds. Looking tough for the Outlaws. Tate Katoni with a pair of goals for Oshawa at this point, but they're going to need more if they want to get back into this one. Aston sends it across. Down low, Osborne. Aston with a lane to the net, misses far side. The ball bounces back up to the top of the zone. And playing fullback there is Woods, just keeping the ball in the zone. And Osborne moved to the net, sent wide. Long range shot, catches a body. As Veltman blocked that shot. Millsap gets tripped up, stepping into the zone. A penalty coming up against the Steelhawks as Osborne will head to the box. Their feet got tangled up. And Millsap went down. Outlaws bench urging John St. John just to hold on for the first 4 seconds because it will then move to 4-on-4. And now in 14 seconds, Oshawa will move to a power play. Holleruck sends it into the corner, then darts to the net. Gareth Haig up at the top of the zone, works off a screen, cuts to the middle. Haig kept to the outside, sends a shot wide to the net. That'll bounce down the floor. And the Steelhawks, shorthanded for a minute 37, get things started in the offensive zone. Sent up top, Goodchild. Perfectly content just to hold on to the ball for as long as possible, or as long as the shot clock will allow. With an 8-goal lead here. Pass misses the mark. Nolan battling for it right in front of his own bench, but it comes into the hands of the Steelhawks. Now loose in the corner again. Haig to Whiteford. Back to Haig at the elbow. Whiteford top of the house. Drops it off. Haig with the shot, stopped by Coote. And the Steelhawks will just take the space given, advance down the floor, and set things up on the penalty kill. Poissonneau not being pressured by the Outlaws. McGregor in the corner. Again, the Outlaws not pressuring here on the power play. And McGregor scores. 13-4 Steelhawks on the shorthanded goal from Braden McGregor. 3:13 to play here in the third quarter. As the ball is scooped up by Nolan off the draw, he gets sent down to the floor hard, and a penalty is going against Robert Morgan here. Now a 5-on-3 for 11 seconds. Whiteford to Catoni. Catoni steps in, shoots, stopped by Coote, rebound into the corner. Bossino battling there, but Gilray comes up with it. Catoni finds St. John down low, can't get a shot off, sends it back through looking for Simons. Pass misses the mark. Osborne with the steal. Now he will fight to get across center. Catoni pressing, gives a chop across the arm of Osborne. Now Catoni and Osborne battling in the corner. Still mixing it up. Peroni controlling the ball. A trio of Outlaws on Peroni. He keeps moving to the net, gets a shot. Now Peroni battling down low as he and Nolan exchange blows. Catoni finds St. John, scores! John St. John makes it 13-5 with his first of the game. And there was a penalty pending as well against the Steelhawks. Looks as though it was going to be a double minor, so still two going up against the Steelhawks. Nothing new going up on the clock, so looks like that would have been a misconduct. We'll wait and hear what is announced in-house. Catoni to Simons. Simons, Catoni. Finds St. John. Catoni trying to control the pass. Off to the races, down the floor. Hamley with Catoni on his back. It's a shot off. It goes wide. And they're going to say he stepped in the crease. Last possession of the power play. Shot clock matching the time remaining in the kill. 18 seconds to work with. Catoni finds St. John. Back up top. Catoni steps in, makes a pass down low to Haig. Into the seam, intercepted, down the floor. Bossino all alone, shorthanded. Matt Bossino holds, shoots, stopped by Szuczkowski, and the Outlaws will turn it up the floor. St. John for Simons. He bobbles the pass and gets it back through. Woods hustling down the floor. St. John and Tajuri get back and break that up. But Szuczkowski got run into by Woods, and now Szuczkowski's in some discomfort. Jackson Brown looking on from the Outlaws bench, wondering if he might have to go back in here. There's 37.9 to play in the third quarter. Looks like Szuczkowski is going to make his way to his feet and continue. Brady McGregor will get things started in the corner for the Steelhawks up top. for Hanrahan. Now Orpana dishes it off. It's through. Hanrahan fires a shot over his shoulder on net. And now the Outlaws call a timeout with 21.2 to play here in the third quarter. (13-5) the score, as Joe Hiltz is addressing some of his offensive players right now, trying to give them some ideas of something they'll be able to pull off against the Steelhawks. And the Steelhawks team has just been doing everything they can in this game and executing to perfection, up 13-5. And really, it all starts from the net out. Lucas Coote making some really tough saves. That gives the defense some license to play a little bit harder, knowing if they do end up shorthanded, they've got some backup in the crease. Extra runner on the floor for the Outlaws. Whiteford, 10 seconds. Plays it down into the corner. St. John sends it up top. Gilray with the shot. Another penalty coming up against the Steelhawks. So 4.1 seconds, and it'll be 6-on-4. St. John down to Catoni, and nothing doing there as the Steelhawks hold their ground to close out the third quarter. When we come back for the fourth, the Outlaws will be on a power play for 1 minute and 55 seconds. Score 13-15, Steelhawks. We are all set for the fourth quarter between the Oshawa Outlaws and Whitby Steelhawks, and to this point it has been all Steelhawks. 13-5 the score, and just 15 minutes to play. The Outlaws have to get busy now if they want to get back in this game. They are on a power play to start the fourth quarter. And a battle for the ball. It's popped loose out of the stick of Liam Osborne. Hanley digging away for it. Now Millsap trying to get away from Osborne. It just keeps on chipping away. Eventually Millsap comes up with it. But a solid 20 seconds tick off from the Outlaws power play. Now Millsap across center finds Tate Catoni against the far wall. Up to the top, St. John will control things from the top of the house. Catoni to St. John. Simons plays it down low for Gilray. And it's going to be Steelhawks ball. Quick down the floor, Woods. Woods, lane to the net, shoots, stopped by Szyckowski. Veltman takes a bump, but scoops up the ball. Veltman fires it ahead, connects with St. John. Pass through Gilray. Big save, Coote. That was off his shoulder, and then the crossbar and out of play. St. John with a minute remaining on the power play. Finds Simons. St. John to Catoni. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Down to the corner, St. John in tight. Stopped by Coote. And the rebound collected by Gareth Haig. Weller pins him against the wall. Catoni gets the ball up top, shoots, misses wide. Rebound collected by Simons. That one off the crossbar, out of play. Catoni for St. John. 30 seconds remaining in the power play. Shot from Simons, stopped, held on to by Coote. Morgan Brings it down the floor with pace, takes the space, then dishes the ball off. Shot clock matching the time remaining in the penalty kill for the Steelhawks. As the Steelhawks bench is instructing the team to hold on. And now Boyle drives through. As the penalty has expired. Back to 5-on-5. St. John finds Catoni in deep. Back up to the top of the zone, Gilray. Gilray up top, St. John. Back into the corner, Haig looking for Holleruck, darting through the lane. Pass misses, finds Gilray near side. Gilray cutting into the middle, checked closely, takes a shot, misses wide. Catoni right before the shot clock expires. That one misses as well. Peroni gets things started for the Steelhawks, flips one ahead to Highland. Highland, his pass broken up, bouncing ball in the corner, grabbed by McGregor. Back up top, Highland. Tucks one underneath, and they work it back up top for Goodchild. Right out of the corner, Seinfeld bumps off the check of Nolan, finds Owen Orpana. Orpana spins to the net, takes a shot and a bump. Misses wide. Schutzkowski plays the ball ahead. Gilmore sends the ball into the corner. A penalty coming up here against the Steelhawks. Battle for the ball in the corner. Oshawa comes up with it. Gareth Haig bounces one on net. That goes up and out of play. Cody Hamley heading to the box for a slash with 11:42 to play. And with a cushion like this for the Steelhawks, that gives them a bit of a license to push the envelope a little bit defensively. St. John to Haig. Catoni and Haig work off one another. Back to St. John. Gilray into the corner for Simons. Gilray to St. John. Now Gilray looking for the quick stick from Catoni. Pass off the tip and into the corner. Now Catoni steps through. Simons with a shot from the side of the net. Coote makes the save and flips the ball down the floor. Picked off by Gilray. Gilray for St. John, shoots, stopped by Coote. Rebound into the corner, collected by the Outlaws. Gilray passes it through. Gareth Haig scores. Now 13-6. Off the power play marker from the Outlaws. Second of the game for Haig. .10:58 to play. Ryan Haig takes a hard hit from Woods as the ball bounces back into the Outlaws zone. Now Haig's pass is intercepted by Goodchild. Goodchild sends it across the zone. Pass back up top. York with the shot. That connects. Rebound into the corner. Seinfeld works it across the zone. Finds Aston. Aston pressed up top by Szabo. A shot from the outside from Hanrahan. Stopped by Schutzkowski. And hustling up the floor to Jury. Dishes. Shot from in tight. Whiteford as he leaps across the crease. Controlled by Coote. Quickly turned up the floor. Crowley. Kicks it back to Boyle. Works off the screen. McGregor into the corner. Aston. Orpana calling for it. 1 second left on the shot clock. It's sent wide of the net. Gilray. Just holding on to the ball, waiting for something to develop. Whiteford scores from the slot. Check closely on that one as well. Now 13-7. First of the game for Whiteford. And with 9:22 to play, I've said this a few times, if the Outlaws can go on a run, this thing might get interesting. And with the amount of penalties the Steelhawks have been taking, if the Outlaws can capitalize on some of these power plays, they'll be right back in the game. Battle on the draw. And still on the floor. Connell comes up with it right in front of us and drives down the boards, but he's swarmed by a trio of Steelhawks. Connell still with the ball. Now Morgan peels it free and dishes it away. Seinfeld shoots. Shutzkowski makes the save and plays it ahead to Ryan Haig. Up for Gareth. Simon's working across the zone, getting into position. Pass behind the net, finds Tate Katoni. In front, Gareth Haig trying to spin free from a check. Bounces one on net. And Katoni mixing it up down low with Hamley. They're still tangled as Oshawa's bringing it down the floor. Crowley ahead for Liam Osborne. Chance inside, huge save. Shutzkowski. Then a shot blocked by Nolan. Really flying end to end right now. Neither team really setting things up. York to Orpana. Back across the zone. Long range shot from Aston. Misses wide. Scooped up behind that. Osborne tries to dunk it home. Veltman fighting to escape, flips the ball down the floor. Shot from an angle, held or stopped by Coote. Rebound into the corner, a battle there. Morgan comes up with it, pokes it ahead for Weller. Weller up for Orpana. Owen Orpana. 17 seconds to work with on the shot clock. Orpana just holding on at the wall. Shakes off Zabo, sends it up top. Far side Aston, 3 seconds to shoot. They flip it into the corner. Controlled by Shutzkowski. Back into the hands of Joey Zabo. Switches off with Simons. Simons checked tightly at the top of the zone by Crowley. And flipped ahead. Woods in solo. Shoots, scores. First of the game for Nate Woods, and the Steelhawks respond after a mini run from the Outlaws. That makes it 14-7. Haig and Bossino get set for the draw. Haig's going to come up with this one. Runs into some traffic trying to get into the zone. Now Haig. Ball still in his hands as he cuts behind and tries to dunk one, but ends up just knocking Coote on the top of the helmet. Osborne works towards his own bench. Press, so carries the ball into the corner. Back up top now, Goodchild. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Goodchild fires one off the post and in. Back-to-back goals from the Steelhawks. First of the game for Tyler Goodchild. 10 different goal scores for the Whitby Steelhawks. Coming off their last win where the scoring was spread around by 11 different players. An 8-goal lead with 6 minutes to play. Millsap fires a shot wide of that. That bounces all the way back down the floor. And when we come back, the conclusion of this one, 5:49 to play, 15-7 the score. .549 to play between the Outlaws and Steelhawks. And the Whitby Steelhawks lead 15-7, poised to turn their record into 11-1 as they sit atop the ALL East standings. And we are underway. Ball brought out of the corner, sent up top for Arpana. Ball a little bit too tall. Nolan sees a man working up the floor. It's Gilmore across, gets it back. Gilmore in tight, can't get a shot off. The ball bounces into the corner. Brought up by the Steelhawks. Hoshman sends it up top. Arpana in the corner. Drops the ball off. York sends it across to Aston. Aston or Seinfeld fakes a shot, makes the pass. There's a shot from the side as Hanrahan had an opportunity. Hanrahan takes a bump from Schutzkowski, setting the screen for Veltman. Inside 5 minutes to play. Hallrack up for St. John. Catoni in the corner. Takes the pass with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Catoni back across for Simons. Simons finds Gareth Hagg. He's going hard to the net, gets up tall. Steps in the crease, no goal, and the Steelhawks turn it up quickly. Owen Arpana with some support, drops it off, stopped by Schutzkowski, who will then pass it ahead. That pass out of reach. And the Steelhawks will bring it back the other way. Woods plays the ball into the corner. Pass catches Millsap in the back of the head. Works out for the Outlaws. Hallrack into the corner, finds Catoni. Catoni down to the floor, and it's a breakaway down the other way for Osborne. He rips that one off the post. There's a shot from Hallrack. Coote catches that one in the chin. Stays in the crease, stands tall. Up top for St. John. Plays the ball into the corner. Near side, shot coming. Gilray bounces one on net. That'll reset the clock. He scoops the ball up as well, darts through and scores. One official saying in the crease, however, so the goal is waved off. Hamley, quick back the other way, shot stopped by Schutzkowski. Big impact between Highland and Gilmore. As Gilmore is trying to back into the zone, support showing up for the Steelhawks. St. John to Catoni, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Catoni across the zone, Simons, his shot stopped. Hustling on to the rebound, but Hoshman will get there first. Goodchild. Pressed back up to the top of the zone. Sends the ball into the corner. York drops it off and works to the net, opening up a lane for Seinfeld. His bouncer misses wide and goes out of play. Outlaws ball back the other direction. To Jury. Plays it across, shot from the outside, and it nearly squeaks through across the line. As Whiteford got it through Coots, but not across the goal line. Woods, clean lane to the net, underhand shot, stopped by Szuskowski, rebound in behind, collected by the Outlaws netminder. I know he dropped it. Now Veltman fighting for the loose ball, gets taken down hard to the floor, and that hurts. Zabo gets a shot from in tight, then gets run over in front of the net. As Peroni stepped through. Osborne. Being told by the bench to kill it off as we are just crossing over into the final minute of play. Five seconds on the shot clock. Osborne just going to bounce it into the zone. Now 47.2 to play. It looks like the Whitby bench is going to get a penalty here with 41 seconds to go.
Third ejection for him this year.
And third ejection of the season as well. The Steelhawks coach. As Brad Reed is off to the hallway here. St. John up for Catoni. Shoots and scores. That completes the hat trick for Tate Catoni. But with 32.3 to play, this one is certainly out of reach for the Oshawa Outlaws. Boissonneau comes up with the ball off the draw, sends it through for Peroni. His shot stopped by Szuskowski. Now brought ahead by the Outlaws. Got 15 seconds to work with in the game. Played down to St. John. Looks behind the net. And the Outlaws bench calling for the team just to let the clock run out. And that does it. The Whitby Steelhawks, third win in a row, move their record to 11-1 on the season with a 15-8 win over the Oshawa Outlaws. The Outlaws now moving to 4-8. So that does it for this meeting. For Donald Beatty on camera, I'm Dan Malta. Thanks for tuning in.